hyper aggressive and did the same thing like 8 times, just peeking on the ramp. And Mako Shark were like, oh, wonder why they keep peeking ramp. Maybe we should go and try and fight them again. Like, it was one of the most basic CT setups I think I've seen, and mainly because they didn't have to change anything. I'm not going to just harp on them here. Like, obviously, their opponents just made it very easy for them. But for example, if Ofnu and Vexite continuously push A ramp while Renegades are on the T side, they're going to get headshotted. Like, it's not going to go down the same way. And then we need to see if there's another level, because that's the problem. It's like, sure, if you only need to go to stage 1 to beat a team, then sure, your stage 1 must be pretty good. But do you have like a second protocol, a third one, a fourth? Like, do you have all these backup plans? Because that's what you need when you face a team like Renegades. Now, if they manage to win by doing the same thing as last time, then they're going to have godlike aim that we've never seen on this earth before. Because one thing I've noticed is to try and fight around smokes versus Dexter, you might as well just jump off the map now.
Wow, that's a rough statement, but here we go. We're going to be jumping in straight into the game. It is going to be Chiefs opening start on the CD side. No surprises there. In's going to be leading the charge. Oh, I don't think he meant for that jump. The flashbang is good, but doesn't check the corner. That's a problem. And Vexite's good for one, but just one. Hats and Dexter reply back real quickly. And now the bomb's going to make its way into the bomb site. They're going to get the bomb down, but Zeph walks in through the smoke and prevents the plan from taking place, but Apox is going to be left alone, and he's on 10 HP, and the 3 players hungry for that kill, and Sicko is going to get that one. Triple kill for Dexter, and Renegades, they make that first round look pretty easy.
Yeah, and that was worrying as well, because there were 2 glaring mistakes in that round, and they still made it look easy. Like, firstly, not checking the angle. You kind of forgive the first player, but you got to feel like the second player should have kind of helped him out a little bit there. Like, if he's going on and running the gauntlet, there was a bit of time to save him. And then, obviously, like, nobody defending the bomb plant. Like, that's Counter-Strike 101. But they still win the round comfortably, so not the greatest of signs. Obviously, it's only a pistol. This is an interesting force buy. I don't think we really see this very often, where teams force buy into the second round on the CT side with so many SMGs. Like, it's normally some pistols, a lot of nades, but clearly having a little bit of extra cash.
Yeah, lack of nades, though, because of that. They have a couple of SMGs, I think 1 smoke utilized already. Apog's gone for the deagle instead of just the deagle, just giving us a little bit of extra cash to eke out an AWP buy at the earliest opportunity that he gets. Although, if you're going to go for that, rather you just invest in a P250, much cheaper weapon. The extra $400 might come in handy later on. Hats. MVP the previous game, caught looking the wrong way. The timing on that couldn't have been better for Ofnu, and is going to get away unscathed, not taking a single point of damage. As Renegades now just wondering what to do with this. Malta's going to continue to push ahead, trying to find something, and then a hit comes in. And it's going to be Dexter again! Did he get the wall bang? Yes, he did! Catches out Ofnu, boosts it up, and Fine continues with his spray transfer. We shall obviously see it with the replay later on, but what a way to strike back.
Ooh, okay. That was a tasty little shot from Zeph, and this round is unlikely, but well, it probably is impossible now. I was going to say not impossible, but you've just lost another member. Soju needs some miracle shots. He needs to basically curb the bullets like in the film Wanted. Obviously, everybody's favorite film.
I love it. It's a beautiful movie. It's a tragedy he didn't win an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm sure James McAvoy was livid about that one.
Well, oh my word,
Dirty.
Pure filth. Yeah, what do you do about that?
I think you'll always see that with, not necessarily in this situation because it was fairly obvious that there was another player there, but the best players on Vertigo are normally not the ones you'd expect. It's the ones that have learned all the wall bangs. So my personal favorites, I always name them. S-Tag, just, he seems to have spent years just practicing the wall bangs. Like, he just knows every pre-fire spot. And also Bondic. Like, Bondic was someone who I actually messaged about it. I was like, how did you just know every single wallbang lineup? And he just went 1.6, bro, and that was it.
Well, I don't know if you've done this. I mean, I don't know if you've played much of 1.6, but I remember we used to have these You're not that old. All right, fine. But for us boomers, Tom, we used to have these the wallbang maps. So you have Dust 2 and Inferno, the two most popular ones, and it'll basically be kind of like it have the walls, but it'd be transparent, like translucent rather. So you know it's there, but it could see completely through it. So it was so easy to like kind of like figure out wallbangs. You don't have to rely on the radar. You can just like get a friend into a server. All right, you sit over there. Okay, what's a good wallbang? And it used to make it so much easier. And of course, wallbanging being absolutely ridiculous in 1.6. Sometimes I miss it, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm okay not dying from someone just shooting me through like about like a kilometer of concrete. So anyway, fair trade. Soju regressing back towards mid, trying to find someone, but he's going to realize that they have made their way into the B bomb site, and that should be the round. APOC down to 13 HP. Malta taking a bit of damage. This retake is kind of doable considering how low Int and Malta are, but with man disadvantage and considering the fact that they don't really have much information as to how low the players really are, we obviously have that advantage because of the X-ray and whatnot. They're going to be going for the smart call. They're going to be going for the save, and that's going to be round number 4 for Renegades. The pain train continues, Tom, and look at the money as well.
Yeah, I think the CT side, based off, obviously, the loss bonus will be fine as long as they keep all these players alive. But the bigger issue is the fact that Renegades are now starting to win rounds and win them fairly clean. Sure, not in the amount of HP that some of their players currently have, but more so in just how many personnel are actually left standing. The other thing that scares me as well is, although we've seen some good games from Dexter, I think you'll understand this, Blair. We haven't seen one of those games. Like, where he just like goes, right, I've got like a dinner date like in a few hours, so I'm gonna speed this one up. And we've seen over the last couple of rounds where he has just run into a site and killed everyone, and I don't want to play against that. I imagine Chiefs don't want to play against that. I can't think of many people who want to play against that. So they've kind of got to shut him down early. Like the next couple of rounds, they need to be a no-show for Dexter. Otherwise, this could very easily get out of control.
Yeah. More than anything, I feel like I want to give credit to Renegades, especially Dexter, him being the in-game leader and, you know, also kind of like the star player who's also surrounded by a bunch of star players for maintaining that hunger, that edge, especially when you've been stuck for so long. And you were kind of like, this year is supposed to be kind of the breakout year for the Renegade side, right? This year is supposed to be a year when they're going to come out and show that they can be maybe a top 20 team in international CS. And instead, Corona comes and strikes them down. They play second to Big at the DreamHack Open, I think it was Anaheim, earlier this year. And
Anaheim or Leipzig?
Leipzig, sorry, headed towards Leipzig. And there were a lot of good teams playing that tournament, right? I think we had Heroic as well. We had Mad
Big
Lions.
went on to be number 1.
Yeah, they went on to be number 1. Both the teams, mind you, Heroic and Mad Lions. And Big as well. And Renegades, they play second there, and they were looking good. Then Corona comes striker knocking around the corner. Now they're stuck in Australia, and they have to contest against, well, not to sound rude, but teams of a much lesser caliber than they are. But hold on there, the flashback, the timing from Soju. He finds 2, and suddenly this is looking pretty promising. As Sicko not able to swap his AK-47 in time, and Walter comes getting flashing through the smoke. 2 killed. Inns finds 1, and it's now all on APOC done to prevent the plan from happening. But Inns, the hero of the hour alongside Malta, and he will pick up the AWP as well for Sicko, and that is... Again, that's a thing. Chief Soju finds 2, the 3v5, and then immediately the players in Renegades, they go into 5th gear.
Oh, this is Dexter's first death. So Malta runs through a smoke, runs back through the smoke, and still hasn't died yet. This is a very, very scary position to be in right now. Nice start for Soju, but, well... The trades come in faster than I can even finish my sentence. It's basically 15 seconds into the round and 3 people are already dead. B-site's actually completely open at this point. And for the side of Chiefs, this is where they have to basically make a huge gamble play. They don't know if, firstly, the B-site is either under their control anymore, so they're having to very slowly try and peek back around. And the fact is, Renegades are actually just holding. I like this double peek, but unfortunately, Dexter has been unstoppable. 10-1 at the moment. And although this may be a lesser buy, a saving buy, you still want to be doing damage in these sort of rounds. Sicko just...
Yeah. At this point in time, you're gonna need like 5 Bruce Willises from Die Hard to kind of like stop this T side from Renegades. And even then, I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's just absolute domination. 6-0. And it feels like the game's not even like
we
5
need a
minutes
Rocky
old.
montage. They're just like, maybe them just running up and down the stairs again and again. Just like... And then maybe they'll be able to compete.
Dude, I love Rocky, dude. Except for Rocky 5, that never existed. Oh, that I like that.
Okay.
But I don't
Same
like
as
that.
last round, though. That's the thing. It just seems to be almost like YOLO plays. And this is sort of what I was saying. Like, when they did this previously, it was okay because their opponent wasn't as good. But they just look out of place a lot of the time. Like, the aggression is almost just to try and shield the fact that their actual setups, their actual defense is questionable. And this is a map that I feel like when it first came out, or even within the first 6 months, if you had high enough skill level, you could pug it to an extent because you just got aggressive on different portions of the map. Nowadays, people have executes, people have setups, people have nades for absolutely everything. You can't get away with that anymore, and that's what they're trying here. Even with kills coming up, it's always just instant trades. They're so ready for everything that Chiefs are attempting. And Ofnu, well, he couldn't rotate because for such a long time there were players lurking on the other side of the map, and they just make this look fairly easy. But you see what I mean, Blair? Like,
yep.
Every kill they get is off someone making an impossible play to try and win them the round.
And so far, again, I hate pointing out like whiff shots to be, you know, especially when we're talking about Counter-Strike, because whiff shots do happen, and that's not something you really want to particularly point out in certain players. But Apox missed a couple of comparatively easy op shots. When I say comparatively easily, I say that because I do hold Apox op in pretty high regard. And you miss a shot which you should be hitting against like Renegades, the way they're playing right now. That's pretty much the small little opportunity they need. They don't even need an opportunity. They're making it happen anyway. And it's just unfortunate. This is the one. Shot gets missed onto, I think it was onto Hats. Onto Dexter, sorry. He misses the shot initially, and the Dexter just like takes him down immediately. 7-0 for Renegades, and things have gone from grim and dark to kind of a little depressing for Chiefs here. Lost 2 feels like a lifetime away now. Ofnu?
Oh, what?
What? He's right there!
What? He shot him even. By accident, it seems. Maybe a misclick.
No, I think it was like a kind of like a warning shot just to like for the flashbang. Like you shoot,
I almost got killed. That would have been funny if he actually had killed him off that. I've covered the flashback. Oh. Alright.
Oh, nice. I like how methodical they're being, even these anti-ecos. When they're like, just have pistols, we just run on in. They're like, no. Dexter's like, no. We're going to play every game like it's against an EU, like, top 10, top 20 team. We're not going to give them much chance to work with. You know what? I respect that. I love that. And that is something, for example, if you look at the 2 teams in the region. Okay, hold on. 2v2 all of a sudden. The pistol's doing some work here. And Zeph and Soju even has an MP9 to work with. He could do some damage if he gets up close and personal. They still have time to work with, 41 seconds on the clock. But they need to get the bomb down, and Inns on 5 HP will be decapitated by Zeph, but Malta doesn't give a damn. He's still going to find both the kills. Expensive round for Renegades. Probably one of the closest we've seen so far. And it was against just the pistols for the side of Chiefs.
I guess the way you have to look at this if you're Renegades is like start as you mean to go on. Like if this is like, you don't want to play these games like with poor habits, I guess. Well, yeah. Because you can. You want to continue to play at that high level that you will need to play when you do get to play these international events again. Unfortunately, it isn't looking like there's going to be anything of the sort until next year, but we can hope, we can pray.
It's very they're 2 very similar yet very different storylines when it comes to Asian and Oceanic Counter-Strike, right? You have Renegades over here, you have Tyloo over towards Asia. Both teams pretty much the kings of their respective domains, but The difference is Tai Lu, they play very, very loose. They just basically bully their opponents into submission. And it's ugly Counter-Strike. It's just that the individuals are so very, very good that it just dominate them. But that's a problem with Tai Lu. When they do go into... They've qualified for a number of events, and when they do finally have to go for some international events with this new lineup of theirs, they're gonna struggle to kind of relearn how to play correct Counter-Strike or the right way of CS, because those individual plays, it's not going to work against a top 20, top 30 team in the EU, or for that matter, even a top 40 team, looking at the way some of the upsets are happening right now in the EU and A side. So I can appreciate and respect the way Renegades are playing here. They have the firepower. They're not relying on it alone. They're relying on the teamwork and the protocols. Nice flashbang from APOC to find Vexa, but Dexter and Sicko, they reply back immediately, snatching back the man advantage. Come on,
That is the main form of defense here. This is the thing. They're still able to just waltz their way onto the site.
There we go.
They have any nades to try and deny him? They do manage to find one through the smoke, and actually... Soju's managed to find another one. Even still, that we've seen so many of these situations fall back into the favor of Renegades. I'm not going to count chickens before they hatch. Heat going to be coming in. Hats are still around this angle. He's setting up flashbangs to give Inns a chance to push. And the flashbang is on point. They're defusing the bomb, but he gets the spray down. It's into the 1 versus 1. And of course, every single one of them just goes the way of the Renegades. There's been a few close ones now, but I feel like they are just slowly pressuring them down. And I think something that we really have to give credit for in most of these rounds, sure, this one went a little bit of a miss because of the smoke kills. The trading from Renegades has been impeccable. Like there has been, every time, they seem to be getting like a fair few entries, but there's always a trade. Like there's never a situation where you see a 5v4 last longer than like 5 seconds for Chiefs.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with that. And again, it comes down to fundamentals, right? Renegades, whenever we have any criticism of them, it's maybe, well, like we talk about more about the macro side of things. When it comes to the micro side of things, like the basic things, like flashing for your teammates, the entries, trading effectively, not overextending. These are things that Renegades have down to like a science. Even the 2v3, like Hats, he was considering going for, what was it, Hats, or was it Dexter? Sorry, was it Malta? I forget. Anyway, like it was a 2v2, a 2v3. And instead of going for the face towards short, he tosses the flashbang first. Because he's like, the best chance we have of winning this round, preventing the defuse from coming in, the retake from coming in, is for me to use one piece of utility I have. Throws the flash, teammate peeks out wide, gets the kill, and from then on, it's just the round pretty much in the hands of Renegades. So the small little things, the small little nuances in the way to play Counter-Strike, it's what separates them from everyone else in the region. And that's what's so beautiful to watch.
Right, as this round is probably going to revolve around a bit of aggression. HE actually going to do as much damage as I thought it might. It seems like Ofnu managed to dodge that one quite nicely. Look how patient they are on the side of Renegades, though. They know that there's going to be something aggressive here. So they're almost just allowing them to take this control. And then while this is going on, the rest of the team have already made their way through mid into the B site. It's just brilliant. Like everything they're doing is so constructive. They're ready for every single play that's being made within the strat book of Chiefs. And I guess that's mainly because Blair, it is just pushing most of the time. So they just wait for whatever push they're going to go for. And then they go, okay, so 2 people have pushed here. 2 people have pushed here. That means there's 1 mid maximum. Let's just go with 3 players.
It's basic, but it works so well, right? And how many times have we seen some of the players on some of the other teams so far in POL 2020 where they'll see like a couple of players with pistols pushing in? What do? I got an M4, I got an AK. This is my opportunity to shine, my opportunity to get a 2K. And yeah, you might get it, but that's not the point. Just because it works doesn't mean it's correct. It's not the right approach. And Renegades, it's just clean, clinical Counter-Strike. It's just textbook stuff. And I love it. I especially love it. But Sicko trying to go for the peak, but APOC Dud ready and waiting. Is this going to be the round, Tom? Will they stop the streak? It's been 10-0. 10 rounds back-to-back for Renegades. Finally, something going their way. At least the entry. The opening kill. On the way of Chiefs.
That's risky, but it does, I guess, keep the man advantage going. Dexter now picking up the AWP, but Inns has already brought things back.
Oh my
again.
God.
Oh
How
no,
did it
that's
do
such
this?
a basic spray through. That's something, well, anyone should be aware of that angle. Let's be real. It's a main reason you don't really stand on that scaffolding is because, well, you can easily be killed from below. Apoc Dud is going to be rotating in, but the bomb is going to be planted. Oh, that's a sitter. His opponent had a nade out, and now that smoke's going to make things at least a little bit awkward. It seems like Dexter just can't be connected, and well, again, it does the same result pretty much. He misses a shot, and then his teammate dies. 1 versus 3 for Apoc Dud. Good luck.
Look at Dexter. Tripping up. The guy does everything. Again, trade. Immediate. Dexter, man, he's in-game leading, he's rifling, entering, clutching, and he can op as well. I mean, the guy is...
He's not bad. He's not bad.
He's an okay player, yeah. He's not terrible, let's put it that way. And even does an interview for his teams, you know?
He wouldn't make it in Optic India, though. Those guys are insane.
Oh, no way. Nowhere close to Forsaken. Also, I love the clickbait article from HLTV. They're like, Forsaken joins Paper X. And you can see it has more comments than Henry G retiring. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I mean, it is Xcure's younger brother, the other Forsaken. But yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't make it in Optic India. No one could.
Yeah, you got nowadays you got to clickbait. It's just how the world works. If you want people to read stuff, it's what you got to do. And
I mean, reading it.
I respect the grind from HLTV, like bringing us so much content throughout the years. Okay, cheeky little nade stack.
One more
Doesn't
nade.
do as much as they hope, and I'm actually quite surprised that we haven't seen just a sheer rotation coming back from the T's at this point. I don't think they are eventually going to start that move, and Apoc Dud about to come under pressure. Hats finds a kill elsewhere, and oh.
Look at the rotation from the T's. Immediate, right? We heard 3 nades there. We got a kill here. Play the odds. Play the numbers.
That's all they've really had to do. I'd said, like, you can tell that Chiefs are being forced to make risky... What?
He can also kill people through the smoke without seeing them. The man's nuts. Dexter, stop it, dude.
Oh, no. They're already dead. They're already dead.
It's almost like Renegades after that Dust 2 game. They're like, all right, let's just shut these kids up.
It's just like, oh, do you think they're close to us, do you? Time for the pain train.
Dude, like, oh my word.
Maybe Dexter caught like the end segment and he was like, why are they giving credit to Chiefs? We won. What?
The lowest...
They know what I'm like when I'm angry.
Yeah, he's pissed off right now. The bottom fragger in Renegades is a 7 kills, and the top fragger in Chiefs has 7 frags. Oh, what?
Oh, 8 kills. Had's just got another one. I assume it was him. Often though. Okay, this is it. We're looking for 1. This isn't going to be a 16-0. It's not happening. I don't care if people are like, oh, why are you mentioning the 16-0? You jinx it. I want to jinx it. I don't want to see this happen to the Chiefs.
Especially
I've enjoyed watching them in the last
birthday.
map. Yeah, you don't want to lose 16-0 on your birthday. Oh, dear, Inns. He's been so instrumental at just finding kills in awkward positions, like catching players off guard. Zeph is going to go down as well to Sicko.
Oh.
It's all falling apart again.
It's missing shots, man. It's a nerves. I'm telling you, it's a nerves.
We just got to say, oh, they can't possibly win this half. 6. Oh, dear, that was nice. 2 more.
Huh?
Be one hell of a round. At least give himself something to cheer about.
It's a gap.
The peak. Oh, he's hit the leg shot. Actually, it's a TK. Inns might have given him a chance, and he's got himself the final frag. Oh, they got to 1. It's something at least for the Chiefs. And, well, Inns maybe feeling a little bit sorry for them has helped them out quite significantly there.
Oh, man, oh, man. We just talked about him whiffing a few shots, but if he's going to hit shots like that to follow up, well, this shot is sick. Ooh, bro. That was sick. And then, of course, the final kill. Of course, we helped our instance. The dream is dead. Twitch chat. Probably gonna be some Fs in the chat there, but
I felt like I'm like the guy sitting with all the fire behind him, just like, yeah.
everything is fine here. Yeah, I'm happy they didn't get six. They're not gonna get 16 out, especially because it's Vexite's birthday. Happy birthday, man! Earning sweet 16.
Well, to be fair, if they get one more round, that will be what they've managed over 2 maps.
Well, Dexter looks like he stopped speed running this map, so he's slowing things down a little bit. There is a flank coming in. Zeph's position, Tom. Just trying to time this right. The thing is, Renegades are usually very wary, very aware of flank coming in, but this early, I could catch them off guard.
Yeah, definitely potential prize factor here. Been good at catching the aggression so far. The spam through the wall's almost going to do enough. They have managed to get another kill in the meantime as Zeph gives them the man advantage once again. And he's still just going to be barreling up. Woo! I don't think they were ready for him even still. Just run the gauntlet and left it all onto Ins. And, well, Zeph. Finally, we see a strong round from one of the individuals on this Chief side. They've made it to the Sweet 16 in terms of total rounds. And, well, it's a long battle back to make it on this map. But at least they're giving themselves a slight glimmer of hope.
I'm gonna say it's more about saving face. I won't lie. I don't see Renegades losing this. When 12-2, it's just not gonna happen, man. It's Renegades just looking too solid, and it's their map pick. They're way more comfortable in this map. And sure, Chiefs were able to 16-3 Mako Shark, but that was Mako Shark. They just made shark fin soup of them. I've never had shark fin soup, or sharks for that matter. And I don't wanna. You know what? They're an endangered species. I want to let them be. Hold up, had alligator. Tastes like chicken. Apoc Dud opening it up. Finally. Duel going his way. I mean, apart from that, an opening duel going his way. Let's put it that way. Because he did pull off that incredible clutch earlier on. Another... Oh my god, that was a messy, ugly duel. I don't know why they continue to play that Rafter area. It's always going to favor the T side.
It's not been working out for them. It seems like one of those positions that you just shouldn't be playing. Nice re-aggression, though. Will catch out Hats. And now the rest of the team are just going to go running in. They've spotted 2 players on the ramp. They know there's maximum of 2 players here. Ins, again, as I said, he's been integral. Opening duels, I think he'll be off the chart. Well, oh, it's a bit awkward. Apoc does manage to sneak this through, keep the man advantage in their favor, at least for now. Aggression coming out from Dexter will actually be caught, and now Malta has to do it all. 20 HP, instant headshot onto one, and it's the youngster of Vexite who's going to try and bring this one back, but the complete fallback from Malta might make things that little bit more difficult. Smoke, I don't think that's what he meant to do. That has actually made things more awkward for him to try and walk through that. That's going to be rough, and Malta with the quad kill is going to end things in a 13-2. A really rough half with only a few saving moments in the end. Now, there were plenty of 1v1s, 3 or 4, I believe, in this first half. The problem is, well, I guess if you include the fact that Apoc technically won a 1v1 after Ints killed his teammate, I think that's the only one they won.
Yeah, I mean, but even if you take, even if Chiefs had won all the 1v1s, all the clutches in this map, I still feel it would have been heavily favoring Renegades. I'm just going to take a look very quickly at the number of 1v1s so far. And yeah, Renegades won 1, 2. They won 3 1v1s, 3 clutches rather, in this half. So take those away, it's still, I believe it will be 10-5. Because the money was never a problem for Renegades. They would have kept buying up as long as they wanted to. But those are all ifs and buts, maybes and could-bes. What is the fact that Renegades are 13-2 up on map number 2. Their map pick, and they are looking like the Renegades we expected to see. CD side now, a lot of utility being purchased. Dexter and Sicko. 2 flashes, 2 nades, 2 smokes, and Chiefs slowly creeping up towards the B bomb site. All 5 members.
It's just going to come down to the spot from Ins. He's going to get himself further dedicated into the site. I don't know how much he'll be able to get away with from this corner, being eventually forced out of the angle. Malta rotates in, but again, it's only going to be 1. Pistol looking fairly good for the T so far, as Dexter, normally a pistol king, done some damage, but not managed to actually convert the kill. It's some very awkward battles, and eventually Vexite peaks. Again, a similar pistol round to what we saw from him in one of the previous matches we saw, where he ended up getting a triple kill to end out the pistol. He's already got 3 here. And now they're just waiting, not wanting to give Sicko any space. It'll be APOC Dud to convert. 3 on the board for Chiefs. And 3 in that round for Vexite.
Birthday Boy is really... he's having not a terrible map, considering the scoreline is 13-3. 13 frags for the lad. Apart from that, yeah, I mean, apart from a few rounds like this, it's just been Renegades just tearing them apart. Nice shot from Vexite, though. And I like the discipline at the end there. 1v3, you would be tempted to kind of like peek, but they're like, nope, we're not going to give any chance whatsoever to Sicko. Force Y for Renegades, it's going to be the Deagles. We've got the Hat Scout in the hands of Sicko, and Hats with the CZ. And they're going to be looking to deal a little bit of damage. That Scout could be a problem, Tom. If they try to take this fight towards ramp, we know Sicko can land those tags, and there's 5-7s and Deagles, they can clean them up.
Got to be very careful in this round. If there's any even inkling of a comeback, can't afford to let these ones slip. Pistols up close, it can become quite difficult. Now Dexter's position is almost just a one and done. And they have managed to find a kill into mid. I do wonder if that's actually going to force a rotate. I quite like this. They managed to find a pick elsewhere, but in fact they are going to continue this push forward. The bomb around this corner. Whoa. Dexter, he swings and almost manages to get both. A terrifying prospect, especially when they've cleared out the majority of the rest of the map. In fact, though, this time now they will bait the rotation and the rest of the team are waiting outside A.
Yeah, this is well done. But the fact that Renegades were so proactive in figuring out what was happening, and yep, immediate call. They're like, yeah, we're going to save this. No point going for it. They don't have a single kit, no utility. And even with APOC Dud and Offnu, well, Offnu at least on life support, Soju and Zeph should have a very comfortable time defending the bomb. So it is going to be the call for the save for Renegades and for Chiefs. Well, 4 rounds. Still a long, long way to go, Tom. But if there was ever a time to start, now is the time.
Oh. There's going to be a few weapons being saved here. Something to at least bring into the next round, and they kept that relatively clean. There were definitely some dicier duels and some worrying moments, but financially, the game doesn't take that into consideration. So they're not going to be too worried about that one. I still feel like even in these rounds, things are looking a little bit shaky for the Chiefs. I definitely think that having such a poor start, obviously this being a 12-0 start, it's going to put you on the edge for pretty much the whole match. Like, you're not going to be feeling comfortable in your own skin. So I do expect to see maybe some jitters, even in rounds that they are the favorites. The question is, can they actually get back to that former confidence? Because we know it's there. Like, Vexite still seems to be hitting his shots at times, but some of the other players, like we mentioned Soju in the past, who does seem to just disappear when things go wrong. This is risky from Malta, but I really like it. They're boosted up, and Inz has just come up with 2 headshots. No. One drops down into his eye line, and he finds the second as well. The bomb's going to go barreling in towards the B site. It is currently clear, and Malta, I think he's seen a ghost. Going to try and juggle some weaponry forward for maybe a teammate to retrieve. With no kit, this retake, they're going to have to do it fast.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Ints is kind of low, though. I think Malta's going to be the main player here. He's down to 14 HP. Oh my god, what?
Can we get the Observer to report him? I don't think that's legit. Soju, though? Oh, it's a nice effort. Plenty of time. But yeah. If the Observer could just, like, tab,
he's
right
cheating,
click, report him, like... Not legit. You know. I saw the shaky aim. All of those signs.
Yeah, it reminded me for a second a little bit there. Okay, firstly, like the aggression here, like
this is what I wanted to see. Look, oh, he actually shoots the top player first.
Oh
I thought it was gonna be he shot the bottom player and then the top player drops in. But instead, he actually just goes bang, bang. And, oh, that's dirty.
Nice attempt from Soju there to try and save that round, but 1v4 was not to be. He had no idea where the final player was coming in from, and Renegades to get a 14 rounds. And unfortunately, in a round where they just had the pistols, Tom, it's heartbreak for Chiefs. If there was ever a time for them to like kind of string a few rounds together, mount a comeback, those are the rounds you need to win without really losing too many members. Instead, they lose the round, they lose the opening duel as well to Sicko. He's going to find Ofnu. Here's a bullet. He's waiting for Soju to show himself. Just posturing right now with the T's. They haven't really quite figured out what to do yet.
Wanting to just give this one up just yet, but a round loss here would basically confirm things if they weren't already. Patiently waiting for the bomb to rotate in turn. To know what the plan is here. It seems like they might just go for a heavy investment into this B site with Vexite as a bit of a lurk to maybe try and hold off some of the rotators. It'll be tough to break them down, especially with all the counter utility being expended. The hold from Hats as well, while completely blind to the remaining players burning down the flank. It's not even that much of a flank, because no one's even had to switch their gaze, because the two players on the B site have done such a fantastic job that they're able to just remain in position. Hats looking to end this one, and he almost does it alone. Apoc does, though. That's a couple of tasty shots. However, there's still a third man, a fourth man, and a fifth man he would have needed to do it to.
I also saw, did you even see the Molotov completely missing its mark on the B bomb site? It just, I don't know if like we can show it in replay, but it was right before the first kill took place. It just like went beyond the bomb site and just kind of like fell off the building from the T. So yeah, even like leaving the Molotov aside, like they were just getting completely dismantled there. Renegades just had the right read. Hat's just shutting it down alongside the rest of his teammates, and Molotov joining the fray, and it is going to be, well, maybe it's a final round. Sicko through the smoke right before the smoke blooms, and they won't be expecting Dexter's position here. And Dexter is going to time it right. He's going to find one. At least a trade does take place. But 3 more kills to find for Renegades to close this one out and probably grab the dinner.
At this rate, it might be a little bit early. Not sure what time it is there, but I think they're all right. They've probably got a couple of hours. That dinner date from Dexter, he's got plenty of time to get ready. Here we go. I believe he's actually living in complete lockdown, so this meme doesn't really work too well. Molotov can be thrown into the corner. They now know that there's a man back there, and the bomb still sat on the deck. Minute left. Maybe of their upper bracket run. They will be falling down. It's not elimination for Chiefs just yet. They might get a second chance if they can take down the victor of our next match later on, but I don't think it's going to be much of a difference, as Renegades have looked fantastic. They continue to dismantle this Chiefs roster. Soju at least putting up a final fight, spamming the smoke and getting quite a bit of damage. Apoc does well, does almost the same. But the problem is every time he finds a kill, there's multiple players waiting. He brings it down to 1. But that 1 is enough. It's Sicko to close things out. A 16-4 decimation from the Renegades. And they will make their way to their rightful place in the final of the tournament.
There will be an upper brackets final. Sorry, the final of the tournament waiting now for the